Hello and welcome to My Life in Spain. My name is Mark, and today I want to talk about the differences between police in Spain and police in the United States based on my thoughts, what I've seen how they both operate differently. First of all, on average, policemen in the United States receive 21 weeks of training before they go on patrol. And that 21 weeks concentrates mostly on physical fitness and firearms. In Spain, the police go to school for 9 months and then spend 1 year training in the field with supervising officers. So they're not on their own, they're not allowed to go on their own. And if they successfully complete that and pass all their exams, they then can be enrolled in the police force. Now, the reason I bring this up is I've lived here for 15 years in Spain now, and I've not one time seen the police be aggressive with anybody. It's more of a how to calm the situation down rather than exacerbate it and make it worse. In America, police tend to, I've even heard the use word us and them, civilians. Everybody who's not a policeman is a civilian. It's not true. They're not. The police aren't the military in America, although you begin to wonder these days, don't you? So I'm going to give you two real things that happened that I witnessed, and you tell me what you think. Okay, when I lived in New Jersey, we lived in an old house. When I say old house, it was built in 1820, a post and beam house. And back then there were no cars, so the houses were all close to roads. So my front yard was, I'm going to say, from the house to the road, about 30 feet, so not very far. And one day I'm sitting, on the late afternoon, I'm sitting outside the side of the house. We had like a portico, a covered porch. And we'd sit out there, and I was having a beer. It was probably like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And I heard this bang. So it was from the front of the house. So I got up, went, opened the gate, looked out. A pickup truck had driven into a chestnut tree in my front yard. The airbag had gone off. I opened the door. There's a woman driving. I said, "Are you okay?" And she was obviously dazed. I said, "Come and sit down here. I'll get you something. I'll get you a glass of water." So I took her around the side. She sat down. And then I said to my wife, "Okay, call the police and tell them a truck's crashed into a tree in our front yard." On hearing that, the woman got up and ran away. So now I'm waiting for the police to come. So I go back round to the front yard and stand there. A few minutes later, the sirens, woo, woo, woo. The cop pulls up. He drives straight on the grass behind the pickup truck. He opens the door on the driver's side because he was only him. There was nobody else in the car. He gets out. He leans on the back of the door, pulls his gun out and points it at me. I went, whoa, what are you doing? This is my house. I live here. It's not my truck. And then I explained that some woman had driven into the tree and ran away. And then he put the gun away. But is that the way you handle something right away? You pull your gun out before you even say a word? So, anyway, it ended, and he drove away, and they arranged to have the truck towed. Now, the opposite here in Spain, I was in a bar one evening, and there was a Spanish guy who was obviously had too much to drink. He was drunk, he was bothering people. And the owner of the bar asked him if he would leave. Anyway, he didn't want to leave. He had other ideas. He was going to stay and he was going to get another drink. And, so the owner of the bar called the police. Now, within a few minutes, 2 policemen came. They walked in the bar. They walked up to the owner and they asked him what was going on. The owner explained about the guy was drunk and he'd been asked to leave and he didn't want to go. So the policeman went up to the drunk man and said, "Hey, listen, let's come outside, let's have a talk." So he went outside with them. They said, okay, take a seat, sit down. Do you want a cigarette? One of the policemen offered him a cigarette. He said yes, so the policeman lit the cigarette for him. And the police said, well, what's the matter? What's going on, you know? And he said he was having some family issues and that he, you know, was just in a bad way. And the policeman said to him, look, you know, you've had quite a few to drink tonight. Why didn't you call it a day? And where do you live? And he told them where he lived. He said, okay, listen, we're gonna give you drive you home. And that's the end of that story. Again, de-escalation, not escalation. Is it because the police act that way in America because everybody's got guns and they're afraid that they're going to get a gun pulled on them? It's just bad. It really is. I mean, a traffic accident, you pull your gun out on me, and I wasn't even driving the car. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on that. How you think the police behave in America? Do they think they're above the law? They can do what they want? Who knows? I know here the emphasis in the training is more on de-escalation and solving crimes or preventing them from happening in the first place. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. If you like videos like this and you want to know more about life in Spain, please subscribe. I'll be happy to answer your comments. Thanks again. Bye for now.